300 of them that you're going to turn in. Now, right away, you're panicking. You're going, oh my God, do I have to write an essay? John Bennett talking about um, the teaching of algebra and mathematics in schools. And then there's also the heralded as. We have to be careful, though. I am not, and I tend to so little of with all these physicists, with these 12 physicists that are before. I have had since the time they were all of a sudden started, like junior high is usually when things start to go three, and that's what I'll find in and assignment the article that you read for assignment 3 and assignment 4 is about the now is unimportant. I think that mathematical literacy is not teaching the quadratic equation. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. Physicists, engineers, medical doctors, chemists, pharmacists, dentists do some of it, but for 97% is on climate change. Is it the debate on whether it's ridiculous to not say, and I will say that as a science person, that it's absolutely ridiculous to not say that it's not, to deny that, all right, to deny that fact. However, what is up for debate and what we should be talking about is what we're going to do about it, who's going to pay for it, and who's a coal-fired plant every week. Okay, one a week. They're building a huge coal-fired power plant. They're building a Kansas City Power and Light, one a week. Whoa. Dumping, and they're coal-fired. Others are using wind. Emissions go way, way down when you do that for producing electricity. Now, we enjoy it, so that's where that's just, I'll just say it right out. Some of you might disagree, fine, but if, which is okay, but you better be able to back it up with some evidence, and real evidence, not pseudoscience, and show you some cool things that you can teach in math classes. This is what I used to do when I taught at the Don Bosco Charter High School and at Ruskin High School too. I said, teaching this, the only reason we kind of do it is because it's on the frickin' ACT, and that college algebras are patent too. They got rid of those. They might as well get rid of college algebras. So and let's take a look at this. Here you got the Missouri governor's race, okay? Seems like, okay, pretty clear cut. What could be controversial about this? Or what's a mathematical thing I can look at? Because, I mean, clearly Koster won. Clearly Greitens won. But did Greitens get the majority of Republicans? Yeah, he got the majority. He got most of them. No, he didn't. To me, the word most means over 50%. Did he get over 50% of the vote? Hell no. And to me, what would have happened if, so an interesting debate then, because, and I don't have any beef against Eric Greitens or anybody over here, really, except that Hanaway kind of reminded me of the Calamity Jane character in Deadwood. But anyway, and he's a good veteran, Navy SEAL guy, and everything else. As a retired vet, my hats off to him. Good job. I don't think I'll vote for him, but that's just my opinion. That's just my preference. Not real crazy about this guy either. But anyway, I kind of like old John Bruner. He's a retired Marine. But look at this, 34%, 24.8. So let's run the numbers. Let's run the numbers on that. I mean, you had here's the debate on it. Now, what would have happened? Now, so this one's clearly a winner. But first of all, we only had 25% of the people vote. So if you think about it, if you split it right down the middle, and is actually more like 60% voted here and like 40% voted here. Democrats didn't turn out hardly at all because this was a foregone conclusion. So you had like 70% of the 25% voting over here. So Greitens, out of registered voters, he got 0.346, that's 30.346, times, I don't know why I put that in, 0.25, which was the turnout, and he got 0.7 of that, was that turnout, and so this, and then we'll multiply all that by 100 and see actually how many people actually voted for him. I mean, the percentage of people that could vote did vote for him. 0.346 times 0.25 times 0.7 times 100 equals, oh my gosh, 6%. 6% of the registered voters in Missouri voted for the guy who's now on the ticket for governor. That's cool mathematics. That gives you something that you can talk about. That gives you a base, and this is hardcore numbers. That's fun. This is how math informs us. Not being able to solve some arcane equation for a homework problem. This is cool math. And what would have happened? Okay, so let's say they had a runoff. Let's say they said, okay, well, since these two guys are, there's kind of Brunner's far enough ahead of Kinder, and from what I could read in the tea leaves, the Kinder and Hanaway supporters are completely opposite. Like Hanaway might come up here, supporters might come up here, and Kinder supporters would be more like for Brunner, but we don't really know that. But let's say if they cut this off. And then these people were like, well, we didn't like Greitens at all, and they voted here. Then Brunner wins. That's why a lot of countries have runoff elections, and a lot of states do too in their primaries. Because what happens in a primary, once again, you have Greitens, you got Brunner, who is backed by he's a good businessman type person, and he's just kind of a rebel. This Greitens character, he's just a different breed of cat. Kinder had too much baggage from his days of lieutenant governor. He looks like someone who's just out for a handout. And Hanaway, I don't really know what, she actually came in pretty darn good. I mean, she's in the hunt. She did pretty well. But let's say, in other countries, they'd say, okay, well, these two then are out, and now let's have a runoff. And then if these backers, if most of the backers for Kinder voted for Brunner, which is probably what we had, then half voted then Brunner wins, and Greitens loses. And also, when you have a runoff, you get a bigger turnout in that party. So that's fun mathematics, and this is the mathematics of voting. If you would have been able to pick 4, 3, 2, 1, 4 points for your favorite, 3, 4, 2, 1, that might have had a completely, Hanaway might have won something like that because she came in third with everybody, and Greitens was so polarizing. He was either a 1 or a 4. He winds up last. Wasn't that interesting? See, those are the kinds of cool things, okay, that come about, all right? And when you study math, and I think people kind of get into this kind of stuff, and then they don't realize they're doing math, all right? But anyway, and we'll do some other fun math things as the course progresses. But I just wanted to make sure that you had a chance to get an outside idea on things. That's why I do this assignment that you're going to have right now. Okay? All right, so let's go and see what it looks like, first of all. All right, so here's your assignment. Here's your Harper's article I want you to read. It's called Wrong Answer on reading on the Harper's article. And then there's the article. And then here's your homework 3, which you're just going to write 3 paragraphs, self-explanatory. And then homework 4A, I need to actually change that just to homework 4. So let's change that now. Let's edit test, which because I haven't published it out there yet, we're in good shape because I want to change this just to homework 4 so it doesn't confuse people. All right. Okay, so you got to read the article. Wait a minute. Total questions 1. Yeah, it's worth 50 points. Okay, so you read the article, and then what you do is when you're actually taking the test, let me show you what it looks like. Um, so you come here. So when you're actually taking the test, you go, oh, okay. What's the test look like? Boom. Begin. And there's no time limit on it, of course. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There are questions you need to answer. There's 18 questions here. Okay. This is weird. I should have looked at this more closely. Okay, so this is your normal answer 18 questions. Then this is your chance to tell you can watch. So you're going to read this article, answer these guys, and then this is what I want to show you. Homework 4. Sorry about that. You begin. There you go. And then what you do is you can either type it here. You can either type it here or you can copy and paste. I would recommend you type it on a Word document and then paste it here. And what happens sometimes is it looks funny. It doesn't do the line breaks correctly, but I understand that, so don't worry about it too much. All right. So that's what that looks like. So we'll leave this page too. Okay, so there's your homework, and we'll make this due a week from today, both of these, because this is only read the article, answer 18 questions, and then watch the video and do this. Now, I am adding, of course, this video, and I'm adding this John Oliver video on, and I think most of the F-bombs have been dropped from it. I'm hoping they have, and I apologize if they didn't, because that's not good form. But anyway, it's really funny, but so true on how we should read scientific studies. My personal opinion as a science educator is that all the morning talk shows, The View, Good Morning America, Morning and whatever the CBS one and the ABC one, all of those should be banned. Because they say, a recent study shows, that standing on your head while drinking a Coke actually, reduces your risk of cancer. And it turns out they, 6 frat guys at someplace, whatever. It's not that bad, but it's about like that. Okay. All right. So that's your assignment for this week out here.